All right, folks, welcome back. In the quarterfinals now of the first NA edition of the Blitzkrieg battle here from the Plays GG. I am Dust. With me is my producer Mitch, who's chiming in every now and then to help me out. We do have ITS taking on CHECK9. Some of these ITS players have done quite well in some of the other NA tournaments from what I've seen. Even took down Pure 1 in one of those tournaments, twice to be exact. Beat them in 2 different best of ones on Derailed. Definitely have some names that people will recognize. I know Synced, actually. I met him back in like 2011, 2012. He was on a Counter-Strike Source team that was invite for ESEA. Played with like Flom and some of the other guys like that went on to play CSGO. So he's maybe a familiar name for some people. Certainly NST will be familiar to people from the COD scene. Wicked has been pretty decent. And then Nicholas TJO is kind of an infamous name. I don't want to harp on it too much, but I think people have kind of mixed opinions about him due to his history. Then on the other side, we're playing against Impaler and I know Impaler and Saline. They run the TZ community, or help out with that a lot at least. Pug service and NA, kind of a NA community thing. Definitely help out the community a lot in the North American side of things. So it's cool to see these two teams kind of go against each other. Definitely some familiar names on the server. We have a 3-on-3 situation now inside the B-bomb sites. Sync, though, with the Car 98 able to take down Birdmain and kind of get it a little bit more even, but now it is going to be all on Nicholas TJO here, trying to run through B Street. Does get the kill onto Impaler. Now on the 1v1 against Saline, who has the scope actually inside the site. Bomb has not been planted. It's actually down over here in the corner of the sandbags. As Saline's hoping that Nicholas TJO will show himself. Nicholas jiggle peeking around the sandbags will get the kill from the B Streets, and that will make it a 2-0 lead here for ITS.
And the card's already looking pretty low for CHECK9. They're gonna need to start getting a few. I think they are managing to get the kills, but they're not saving too many cards. Seeing all of the Pathfinder and heavies disappeared already. Only the ones in play mattering.
So let's see what CHECK9 wants to do here on the allied side. Looks like we do see Impaler and 40 kind of pushing out coast with Lord Peanut. Saline trying to just scope straight out middle. Nade does come in onto Lord Peanut from NST, so that will kind of start opening things up. NST getting another kill here with the default class on a couple of different players here towards red. We'll step out for Saline at Coastal, but Saline's shot will be the one that lands the mark. Giving CHECK9 a 2 versus 2 here. Sync clearing out B will begin his rotation through T-Con House to try to help out in middle. As Wicked is already just sitting inside of the mom side itself, and with that scope, he takes out Birdman in mid. Saline, though, sneaking up behind him from the stairs, but that's a good maneuver from Wicked to just get the hell out of there. He knows that Saline was pushing up the stairwell, didn't want to be involved in that fight. We'll go pick up a shotgun in bottom red, jump back out, and get the frag, and that will make it 3-0 now in favor of ITS on the Axis side.
It's a nice, strong start from the Axis. Finally, we're seeing something we actually expect, this map being pretty Axis-sided, I think, overall. The nades they can throw to shut down pushes on coast and outside B are very strong, although we haven't seen any set nades used yet successfully, I don't think. Not that I've noticed, anyways. The card's picking up a little bit in the allies there, though, I think. They did manage to pick up Pathfinders last round, but some of them on shotguns, taking control of A house. Let's see a battle coming in here pretty early.
Ooh. Yeah, NST actually even jumped up in the window top red to try to get a peek on someone. Wasn't anyone there, but these smokes are kind of still covering over by statue, giving NST a little bit of free reign. He will re-peek in this time, but Impaler waiting with the shotgun below the window. That's a free kill for him. Lunar gets caught in the bottom by Lord Peanuts Thompson, so the numbers are beginning to dwindle this time around for ITS here. It's just Wicked kind of left with the scope inside bottom A. He misses his shot, forced to turn tail and run, but with the Luger, he actually gets a kill. He's staying alive. He's buying time for a rotation from Nicholas inside spawn, but Impaler trades back with a couple of SMG kills. There's only one Axis left. It's going to be Synced, rotating from B with the Car 98. Bomb is going to get planted here. Chance of a retake for Synced is pretty low. He's already been tagged a couple of times as well, trying to regen right now on the broken wall. Some Impaler post up here at the tank. Synced will get all of his HP back. As he repeaks, though, it's just immediate more tags from Impaler. He does get the kill. Again, has to regen, though. Health, again, a problem. And also time is the issue for him. He doesn't have much of it left. Again, it takes 7.5 to defuse, so he really only has about 10 or so seconds left to actually find the kills he needs and get to that site. And Saline, hiding bottom red, will actually be the one to deliver the final blow. So finally, around on the board for CHECK9.
It was a pretty solid round from CHECK9. I don't know how we managed to see the 11 HP kill come in there from Synced with the Kara, but he did manage to get it. It was pretty close to winning that round, but 20 seconds left to push into the A house. You got 2 people hiding and you don't know where they are. It's a pretty unwinnable situation if it's played right by the allies, and it was played very well. With nobody really over-peaking to give him the free kill, make it a 1v1. A 1v1 in that situation is much more winnable, of course. You can go for the defuse pretty safely.
Yep, sorry about that. Had to reconnect to the server, but now I have made my way back in. So we are seeing a 4-on-4 situation unfold here over towards the B side of the map, where the bomb has already gone down here from CHECK9. Saline trying his best here from near Garden with the scope to try to cut off this retake. Misses his shot, though. Lunar will take him down. Nicholas has also chimed in, and here comes the swarm of Axis members onto the B site. Lunar continues his reign with the SMG, and with that, another round will go the way of ITS, who probably is the favorite team, if we're honest. I'm trying to think of the bracket here, who they would play against. I think it would actually be ITS going up against the old Western Kings lineup here, probably in the semifinals on the other side of the bracket, and then we have Pure team, Lexus team, will probably be facing off in the semifinals on the opposite end of the bracket. So we'll have to see how that all shakes down, though, as we are starting to get towards the home stretch, the end, so to speak, of this first NA edition of Blitzkrieg Battle. Trying to see here what CHECK9 want to do. They're trying to work the coastal side of the map, but Nicholas TJO from Connector with the nade and the STG has cut off a lot of this mid-attack already here from CHECK9. They're already down to just 3 soldiers left on the battlefield. All of them towards coast side. Sync's taken down one of them, taken off the face of Birdman. Spots the scope of Saline at coast. That is a hell of a shot from Synced. Lunar will finish the job. It is now 5-1, and this is very reminiscent of what we saw last game. A very dominant win from Pure 1 on Manor House v2 against Pro Caliber, and now we're seeing kind of the same type of situation unfold here with ITS ripping through CHECK9 so far.
Absolutely, ITS starting to widen that gap a little bit at a time, and it's going to get even easier now because we're going to see the cards on the CHECK9 side deteriorate significantly. We've got no Pathfinders, no Heavies, and no Snipers left after this round if they don't manage to save some, or indeed take some off the IT side, which so far they haven't been able to do pretty consistently. And still no set nade kills.
Yeah, none from the Allied side. We did see Nicholas get one last round from the Axis side. So you do see, again, very heavy presence, and Paler and company do control red. They also have players pushed out coast, but Wicked with the scope here from Alley, peeking into coast late, able to get a pick. That's a very nasty shot. Very difficult to deal with that scope that dances around A. Can take peeks from bottom A. Alley could be inside the site, could take peeks from towards spawn. There's some jump peeks you can do around the tank and Jeep and the sandbags in the back wall. There's a lot of flexibility for Wicked Scope to be able to have an impact here on this A attack, and he's so far done a good job. Now the rest of his team is the ones taking the responsibility. Lunar with a couple of shotgun frags over here towards the A-bomb site itself. And to be honest with you, trying to push a shotgun on the stairwell of this site is a nightmare. Especially if they do that stupid smoke at the bottom of stairs that's like hella broken. I don't know if they were doing it. I hope they're not.
They weren't, no.
I hope that we can have a gentleman's agreement to not use that because it's clearly bullshit. But
when I did move to Lunar to spectate, he hadn't got a smoke left, so he may have used it earlier on. But there, when he got the 2 kills, he managed to get a kill as a player jumped up onto the site. The other player had already rushed up the stairs and was actually peeking out the window towards spawn, unaware that Lunar was actually there. And by the time he realized, of course, there was a shotgun shell in the back of his head, so not too much he could do.
Oof.
And there's some set nades. That's what I'm talking about.
That is a nice one from Nicholas. Gets 2 kills with it. Gets a 3rd with the STG headshot. Now Synced will chime in, and that is it. That's all she wrote. 7-1 now for the ITS side.
And I mean, look at the CHECK9 cards. They're absolutely demolished at this point.
It's rough. It's rough out there.
You're already
Basically,
losing.
all they have is shotgun and rifleman.
You're already losing by 6 rounds. I mean, now is when you need those cards to start to close the gap up, but they're not going to have any. They're pretty much going to be relying on the M1 Grand, which, I mean, isn't a bad gun to rely on. A two hit body shot, I believe. And of course, a 1-hit headshot. Although the scope is kind of hard to use, but...
Yeah. Also, default class does have the utility of smoke and HE grenade, so if you know how to use utility and do some good executes with it, I think B's probably the best site for it. Like, you put a smoke wall on the B street to let you get into B site, some set nade stairs.
Yeah, and especially when you are relying on shotguns as well, which is something they have in abundance at the moment. There's pretty much only 2 ways to use that. The best ways in A house, taking lower control and upper control of that, and pushing onto the B site with the smokes, which we are seeing them do at the moment, actually. The bomb is going
Taylor
down.
was trying to go for it there, but NST did silence him after just 1 frag, so it didn't really come to fruition. But Birdman's actually taking B, and they're going to get a plant. Wicked and NST will be playing a 2v2 retake. Wicked with the scope coming around through Garden. NST MP40, they'll be coming stairs. He will meet Lord Peanut, who has got the M1 carbine. He's slowly creeping up, so this will definitely be a fight. Oh, he's been spotted through the barrel crack. NST knows exactly where he is. He'll come around for the free headshot frag, basically. A tricky little peek there on the crack. I'm sure that his opponent probably wasn't even aware that he'd be exposed that way. So now it's all on Birdman. 1v2. Tries to come around with the car 98, but Wicked picks up on him quickly, and it is 8-1 now for ITS.
I think that's the first time I've seen the little barrel pixel being used for the retaking side. Usually I'd see players tucked up in the left corner above the stairs looking towards the crack so they can see when the push is coming, get that pre-fire ready. But as of yet, I've not seen a retaker actually looking through there to try to spot the player, and of course it did work out this time, so maybe something that'll start to pick up. The other, of course, barrel crack, which we saw, I think it was yesterday, yourself and Aerox were casting when we saw a player at Broken Wall lying down and spotting towards the top of Broken Wall and connector with the crack in the barrels.
Yeah. Spin the run. Can CHECK9 come up with anything is the question at this point. They're kind of spread out right now. They have a couple in Red House, a couple working towards B. Now, if you get control of top red, you can speak through connector to the window and help out a B attack. But, I mean, Sync's just shutting down the brunt of it with that Car 98 just pushing through. But now it is all on Salient and Impaler. Or over here towards the coast side. Impaler with that shotgun, trying to see what he can do. A smoke is up to allow him to cross to bottom A. But he's all alone in a 1 versus 5 as Nicholas has picked off his teammates. So at this point, it's just pure dominance. Like, ITS have, across the board, been better fraggers than CHECK9 throughout this game, unfortunately for them. Hoping for something close, obviously. You always want to see a nice contested game, but it's been all but that so far. Impaler does deliver 1 strike with the shotgun to control the A bomb site, but I don't even know if he has the bomb, to be honest. Unfortunately, we can't see that in the spec UI right now, so I don't know if he could even try to plant. Even if he wanted to, you're probably not going to get it down with that many players who can spam the site. And it will be 9-1 with just a couple of rounds left to play here in this first half.
Morale, of course, going to play a big role now for the CHECK9 side. It's going to be very difficult to keep thoughts positive when you're losing 9-1. Yeah, I mean, 8-round gap. You've only got a few rounds left in the side. The only solace they can take is that maybe the Axis side has a little bit of an advantage, but I don't think it's quite an 8-round difference advantage. They're going to have to make some big plays in the next half. 2 rounds left in this. They're going to try to get these 3 rounds with a coastal rush, and it might work. We haven't seen it before. No pre-nade kills, though, towards the tank. Usually takes down a sniper or 2, but not this time.
Oh yeah, this is actually pretty good. They've avoided any type of attack nade. As you noted, they have a smoke wall down that allows them to run into the doorway of bottom A. But it's all about getting past the shotgun that's probably in bottom A, or the MP40 of NST that's also there. They do trade through. They get into a 3-on-3. They do trade frag their way in. So they could get a plant, but now it's about being down a man, because Nicholas did just pick up a kill from Broken Wall. So now even if they do plant, they still have to defend against 3 players retaking. And again, it's so hard to plant because that bomb spot is very spammable. And when you have someone like Nicholas TJO with an STG at Broken Wall, I mean, he's going to be able to get the angle on him probably. He's going to be able to take out Impaler there. So now it's just Lord Peanut. Does have the bomb, does have time. But again, he's up against 3 players. Can't really plant unless he can find some kills. Gets a couple of bullets into Nicholas at Broken Wall. If he could have just found 1 more, he gets that frag and makes it maybe somewhat doable, but now it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that this is in the books. He's been chased off the A site. He can't really find his way back into anything. At this point, he's just hoping he can find some kills. And Nicholas TGO with the headshot there from Tank gets the frag, and now 10-1 for ITS.
Yeah, I mean, he had to make a move there. Oh, I've been kicked out on my way.
Hate to see it. Get you right back in. That is unfortunately how the cookie crumbles right now with spec mode. Happens every game. I think most people are aware of it by now. Last round of the first half. Almost flawless so far from ITS. Nicholas TJO. Lunar. Wicked the ones getting the kills. Nicholas trying to find something here from Connector. But it's really just Wicked and Lunar, the normal A defender, shutting things down right now. Only Impaler and one other player left. They're pushing through Connector House, but Lunar has just been so damn good. Nicholas, let's get the headshot frag to finish it off. It is 11-1 ITS. Just a couple of steps away from finding the semifinals.
2 rounds needed on the ally side. That's going to be pretty achievable, especially with the dominance they've shown so far. 11-1. I think that's the biggest separation of a half we've seen so far. Definitely today. I'm not sure about the other Blitzkrieg tournaments. I don't recall seeing a half that spread out, but it may well have happened.
Yeah, it's definitely been the more one-sided games I've witnessed so far in tournament play in Battalion. Granted, we did see a pretty one-sided game just moments ago between Pure 1 and Pro Caliber. I think that was, what, 13-3, 13-2, something like that? So, yeah, that was also pretty one-sided.
Of course, that
but
was
again,
the
these are
favorite.
kind of the teams we could make a deep run, so... Yeah, again, maybe the Axis side can favor the likes of CHECK9. Birdman trying to go to work from Statue with the STG. Does find one frag. Impaler's come in for a quick second. So is 40. And actually, CHECK9 are doing really well here on this retake. It's only synced in a 1v2. He has gotten one, though, so he's got it into a very winnable 1v1. He's got a lot of time. He's got the Thompson. He's checking out Connector right now. If he has the bomb, he very well could just go run and Planet A. But I'm not sure if he does. It might be down somewhere over towards Garden or something like that. And so he is swinging back around T-Con. Checking out Garden. 40's just sitting inside the site parked. And Synced might be able to put the jukes on him here. I mean, he's made a very long wrap around through Connector to get into bottom yellow from the allied side of it. And so this could certainly catch 40 off guard. Synced just clearing every little angle. He's running a little bit low on time now, so eventually needs to kind of come out and do something. 40 is on his close right. Will he check it? Yes, he does, and he gets the kill. Ugh. 40 was doing all the right things. They're holding good angle, but just can't get the kill. Again, we know that there's a little bit of exaggerated peeker's advantage in the game right now, so he may not have even seen him fast enough. And it is now 12-1 for ITS.
I mean, you've got an 11-round gap at the moment. I'm not too sure we're going to see CHECK9 with too much enthusiasm coming into this round. They've been shut down continuously. The only advantage they have now is that they do have cards this time. From, I think, the 4th round, they were completely absent of the majority of cards. And the pick does go their way. And they've got some serious damage on the B site. So this could be their round. Their way back into the game.
This could be the end, or it could, like you say, be the beginning of the comeback effort. They do have the 1-minute advantage. That is good news. They're also rotated pretty well. Let's say Elite and Impaler kind of deep in middle towards allied side of it. So pretty quick rotations possible for them. Also kind of suffocating the allies. They're pretty much forced to make a play towards Garden or towards B side unless Lunar can break through Impaler or Wicked can catch him. And trying to get access back to mid and coast is going to be difficult. And Impaler shuts it down even more. He's found Lunar. Nicholas does trade back with the M1 Carbine. And now Wicked with the scope has also drawn blood. Wicked keeps teeing off with that scope. Now the advantage has shifted back over to the side of ITS. Wicked will try to run in with the bomb, but it is Birdman holding firm at the statue. Good for 2 kills, looking for a third. Finds it, keeps his team alive for now. Well played, Birdman.
And we're going to see the cards on It's starting to degrade a little bit. I mean, if they can manage to string together 3 rounds maybe from CHECK9, we might see a really good comeback coming back into this game. But I don't know. You only need 1 round on the Allies side at this point. 1 out of 10. It's not only a very achievable goal, it's something that should happen, really. 1 in 10 rounds. Coastal is a little bit Axis-sided, but I don't think it's quite that Axis-sided. And possibly too many mistakes have been made already to come back into the game.
Yeah, I mean, this map certainly isn't as Axis-sided as, say, Derailed or Liberation. Definitely a little bit more openness to it. Nonetheless, usually favors Axis a little bit, but Synced and NST have already gotten some nice kills, but what a shot from Peanut from Allied side mid. Gets a nice kill. Teammate found one as well. Makes it back into a 2v2. Lunar fakes the bomb plant, trying to draw the push out. Saline is at the bottom of the house. It's really on Synced, I feel like. He's the one that's actually run through B to connector and could get some shots in the back, and he does, in fact, do that to Lord Peanut to win the game for his team. It is 13-2 in favor of ITS. They will be moving on to the semifinals.
Pretty devastating game coming in there. 13-2. The first half really sealed the fate